What's up guys, Mr. Holton here, and today we got our first look at the Dead Space remake that's being developed by Motive Studios and EA. Before we start dissecting the contents of today's livestream, just remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, where I just, talk about games. Alright, so first off, for any of you who are curious about the game's engine, they are using the Frostbite engine. Yeah, I know, a lot of you are probably groaning in your seats, but I mean, it's EA we're talking about here. Otherwise, the lighting and textures look great from the first footage we see here, so I can't complain just yet. Now, since Dead Space was released about 13 years ago, a lot of people have worried about the remake being too different from the original. The thing is, our two lovely developer dudes here has told us not to worry since they wanted to recreate the original experience but for the next generation of gaming. So the original ambiance and horror will still be there, at least according to Motive. However, there are some things being added in order to make it feel like a next-gen game, and a few surprises will be kept from us until launch. Some things that Motive Studios wants to improve on is to make the experience feel even more seamless. So, no loading screens, no interruptions. To me, this sorta sounds like how Santa Monica Studios made 2018's God of War, which was one incredible story that seamlessly played out before our eyes. The guy to the right here focused a lot on the aspect of making the Ishimura a truly isolated environment. For anyone who doesn't know, the Ishimura is the ship that Dead Space takes place in. A new so-called peeling system will replace the old dismemberment system for the necromorphs. The graphics here are not really representative since it's very early, have that in mind. It's basically a new body destruction technology, so you can shoot off the flesh before shooting off the bones of the necromorphs, and not just the limbs. The weapons will be different in how effective they are depending on the enemy. There will be different layers of materials, so not only flesh and bones. The precision will be more important. An example is if you want to cut a leg from a necromorph, you will have to shoot the exact spot several times to actually cut it off. As you can see from this showcase, it is very precise. Motive decided to create this technology since a lot of the different necromorphs in the original games didn't have the same amount of body destruction as the slasher here. So an example would be shooting off the flesh from the back of a brute, which is probably going to be extremely gory, but satisfying. There will also be stuff like tendrils holding severed limbs together, which you will then be able to pull off with a gravity gun. The famous zero-G chamber was also shown off. The new movement system gives more freedom in zero-gravity environments, so in essence giving you full 360-degree movement. And so, the important question, what about microtransactions? Well, there will apparently be none at all. So, there's that. So what about the story? Motive stated that they won't change the foundation of the story. It's all about being Isaac and feeling isolated while trying to survive, finding his girlfriend Nicole and unraveling the mystery of the marker. They also want to add more stuff to tie the original games together with the sequels and other media like the books, making the entire series feel more cohesive. Also, Motive wants to bring the search for Nicole and the gameplay itself in line with each other so it doesn't feel so separated. As in the original Dead Space, Isaac's search for Nicole just wasn't at the forefront of most players' minds. And then, the question arose if Isaac will be voiced in the remake, considering he wasn't voiced in the original. And before the question can be answered, we get this awkward pause before hearing Isaac's voice actor, Gunnar Wright.
And hopefully you'll be able to give us an answer on this one is, will Isaac be voiced in this game?
Well, that's a good question.
Excuse me? I have something to say.
Oh, what?
Excuse me? I have something to say.
The fuck?
And it's been a long time coming. Hi, I'm Gunnar Wright, and I'm excited to announce that I'm reprising my role as Isaac Clarke for the remake of Dead Space 1. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to give Isaac a voice. I can't wait to suit up, throw that rig on, and do my best to try to keep Isaac alive. Although I've got a feeling some of you might try to keep me from doing that. In the words of Isaac Clarke, stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
So yeah, Isaac will indeed be voiced. However, Isaac will only speak when spoken to, and sometimes when it would otherwise be weird if he was silent. They don't want to break the immersion of isolation, so he's not going to be very talkative. And before ending the stream, Motive said that they wanted to hear feedback and see what's important to you guys. So, if you're a Dead Space fan, what do you think about it so far? I'm liking it already myself, and I'm glad that they're going to basically just recreate the same experience for a new generation. One thing that I'm especially curious about is the new dismemberment system. The satisfaction of shooting off limbs in the original Dead Space really stuck with me, and I can only imagine that this new and improved system will feel even more satisfying. Alright, I'll stop rambling now. Have a great day, guys. Mr. Holton, signing out.